back, Misha, and you made a lot of changes, right, since the last fight?
Yes, yeah. Good to be back. Feel awesome. Can't wait for the fight. A lot of changes been made. Feel really good about them, and just excited to be back.
Yeah, can you give the rundown for people who may not be fully aware of what you did?
Yeah, about 5 months ago, I packed all my stuff, took my car, just drove down to Las Vegas, and I've been there since then, and just training at Extreme Couture Las Vegas. I have new coaches. Now I actually have coaches. I have great training partners. Great weather. Just basically all the elements, whatever you can possibly have, they've been changed, and feel really good. Been in some good scrimmages, good sparrings with like high-level elite guys that, kind of in a similar position as I am, and it feels good to have a strong team behind, not just to support but give advices, work on certain things and have different game plans, and just feels great to be with a whole team of professionals.
Yeah, and I mean, there's great weather in Florida, there's great weather in California, and great teams and stuff there. Why was Vegas where you decided to go?
One of other things, I was looking at Florida and California. Yeah, I was looking at those, but I was also looking at UFC Bi, and that's another huge kind of benefit that I thought I would receive, and I was 100% right about that. Just coaches, trainers at UFC Bi, they're just like completely different level to what I'm used to. I used to train with some good strength and conditioning people, but the whole staff at UFC Bi is just incredible. Everyone is on elite level. Everyone is extremely passionate about things that they do, and you feel that in training. And I feel like I have a really good relationship there now with coaches because they see me work and train hard, and they like to see that. So it's a kind of good exchange between kind of coach and an athlete. And yeah, I feel like I improved in every single area that there is possible in a fight. And I'm just really excited to go in the cage and get my hands raised.
So were you just really keen on getting back as soon as possible? I mean, there's a card in Toronto in December, just over a month. Is there a possibility of a turnaround there, or you just took this date because it came up?
It was honestly, it was the first kind of opportunity. I had some opportunities sooner, but I was still in a process, where I needed a solid training camp after all the moving, driving, relocating, getting a new place. There was a lot of things I was doing. At the same time, I was still training, and so there was just a lot of work. It's a long process, and I didn't want to jump on like the first possible thing that there was. I wanted to kind of prepare a little bit, do more scrimmages with some good guys, and just feel good. And once I feel good, then I'll fight. And the kind of first opportunity where I felt like I'm gonna have a solid 3 months of scrimmages and like good training with the UFC Bi coaches, and that was, I got offered Moncton, and I actually have many friends in Moncton as well. So I've never been in Moncton, and it's a beautiful city, and I thought, why not? It's a great place. A lot of some people maybe don't want to come here and fight here. They think it's a little cold or whatever, but I thought it's a great city to make a comeback and show the locals, a new version of me, and I think it's just a great opportunity. And who knows, if everything goes good, I'm not injured, I'm in a great, phenomenal shape right now, anything is possible after that.
What's been the biggest contrast between Toronto and Vegas so far for you?
The biggest contrast is training partners. That's the biggest thing. I've been in this in Toronto. Nobody can put me down. I'm usually the guy that's always taking people down and beating everyone up, and I kind of got used to this. And the first time it kind of happened in the fight, I was a little bit panicky and whatever. And the biggest contrast, I would say, it's training partners. I've been in a lot of good, bad, any kind of positions in training, and I feel like I progressed big time. it's not like I was in a bad shape before. I just needed a right polishing, and that's exactly what I got at Extreme Couture Las Vegas and UFC Bi.
Obviously, the fights with Volkan and Glover didn't go the way you want, but what did you take away from them? What did you learn from those experiences?
The main thing is the fight with Volkan. I still think is one of those fights that, you know, is just like, it's pure luck. You know, I will raise back up, and I would love to challenge him one more time. If anything, when you do get a rematch, it's one of those kind of fights where it's just, you know, happened really quick. And reality is, I didn't really have a lot of footage of him either. I wasn't really sure what I'm getting into. I thought it's just another newcomer, you know, that's what I've been getting a lot in UFC, and I was dealing perfectly with them. And I didn't really study a lot of footage. So yeah, I feel like, you know, we'll dance again for sure.
Est-ce que vous parlez français? Okay. I just want to know, where did you find the strength inside you to decide to make this comeback and come here in Moncton and do all this stuff?
You know, I lost before as an amateur. You know, I competed for Canada in 3 different sports, actually 4 different sports. I've been down before, but I always came back. And it's just a hunger, and I know where I can be. I train with many elite and former champions, and I know what I did against them in training, and I know what I can do in a cage. I just have to do it under bright lights, and it's just a hunger. It's a hunger, and just knowing that I didn't show my potential yet at all, not even close. So I'm looking forward to starting a new chapter, and it's going to be in Moncton, Canada.
What other opportunities came up for you during this break? You said, you know, they presented you with some stuff. Were any of them the headliners, because they lost a light heavyweight one in Chile and Germany and then Brazil? Were any of those offered to you?
You know what? I don't exactly remember which ones. I just remember I don't even consider the names. Like I would take any name. It was just the dates that were not really going according kind of my my terms. You know, I didn't want to jump on anything too soon, just because again, I was in the process of, you know, moving and new team, new training partners. You know, I've been going with some serious scrimmages. I had some like cuts, scrapes, bruises, and it was just not the right time, you know. And once everything kind of came together, then I jumped on a first opportunity once I felt like I'm ready to face anybody.
Why do you like this fight with Pat? I mean, it seems like most of his bouts, if he can get takedowns consistently, he wins. If not, he loses. Is that kind of how you see it?
The way I see it is just every single person in the UFC in like top 10, top 15 list, they're all very, very tough, all very durable, and doesn't really matter who the person is, it's going to be a tough fight. But I thought that Pat Cummins is a very good name. He's kind of well-known name, and he's a very durable guy. And he also has many big name wins under his belt. So I feel like beating him will definitely put me back in the spotlight and in a position where people will recognize me again, and just move on from there.
Can you give me just your breakdown of the main event? How do you see it going between Volkan and Anthony?
The main event is great. Both guys are heavy hitters. We've seen both of them knock people out pretty quick. They both throw heavy hands. But anything can happen. It's kind of one of those fights 50-50, whoever can land first. But I slightly gravitate towards Smith, I would say, just based on he has more fights, more experienced, also has a knockout ability, knockout power. I just feel like he's been under that kind of pressure a little bit more, and based on experience, I think he can outsmart a little bit Volkan, you know. I like how he always keeps the hands up. I think like he's a little bit more mature fighter at this point of his career, where Volkan still, don't get me wrong, Volkan can still put him out. He's still very, very dangerous. He has a heavy hand. But I think that that experience overall, seeing all the fights now and seeing how they both fight, I I think that Anthony Smith is a little bit more patient, a little bit more trickier, you know, a little bit more seasoned veteran. So I think slight advantage. I would say 51% goes to him.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.